Hello Centrals! Look at the beautiful view that I have behind me. I'm at the mountains and this is actually very spontaneous because I was not planning to do a vlog this weekend. However, on the road here, which by the way I came down, if you can see behind me, down that scenery, which was not exactly the easiest thing to do, I was thinking of pleasure. I was having a discussion with a friend about pleasure and how we can actually feel pleasure not just in sexuality but in doing other things like walking on a mountain or running long distances like 40 kilometers or 50 kilometers, skydiving, paragliding and so on. You get this rush, you get this high, which is pleasurable, and by the way, that is also orgasmic energy or sexual energy, although we never think of it that way. The idea is that whatever produces pleasure in our body and produces this reaction of opening and of feeling so connected and so relaxed in a way, that's also orgasmic pleasure, even if it doesn't come through sex. So this was a thought that I had. How do you think of pleasure? Have you ever considered that other things that you're doing, hobbies that you're having, are actually also producing pleasure in some cases? And if you haven't felt that, well, I encourage you to go intensely into whatever it is that you're doing to pass your time or to enjoy yourself, and think of pleasure in also this paradigm. So not just in sexuality, not just in interacting physically with somebody, but doing something physical which is not related to self-pleasuring or sex, but can still bring you pleasure. And speaking of pleasure, I'm at a cabin here in the mountains where there are people somewhere in the distance. They're singing, and I am looking forward to the pleasure of listening to mountain songs sang on a guitar and sang in a group of people. Not everybody knows everybody, but still, this is also pleasurable. And no, I'm not gonna think of having an orgasm there, but still, pleasure for the sake of having pleasure, cultivating this idea of being in a pleasurable state and transmitting that, and connecting to people on a pleasurable basis, not, again, not sexually, but still, pleasure for the sake of feeling pleasure and opening up the perspectives of what it is that we think is pleasurable. And who knows, we may get inspired for our intimate lives as well. So, again, I'll ask you this question. How do you think of pleasure, and what is pleasurable to you outside of the bedroom and outside of interacting sexually with somebody? Now, I'd love to hear that, and if not, I would love to know that at least this vlog gave you an idea and sparked something in you to seek pleasure for the sake of pleasure in any other activities that you're doing. And until next week, I hope that you have a pleasurable, orgasmic or non-orgasmic, but still pleasurable life. And yeah, find inspiration for all the kinky activities that you want to do in the bed. So I'll see you next week.